everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I am your host, Kimberly Cloud. So, I would like to make a joke. So, I was drinking this prior to the show coming on, and I said to myself, I don't want to get this on a white shirt. And I said, not just any white shirt, but Boise State shirt. I don't want to get that. And I didn't get it on there. And I said, I get to see the diversity when I go to the airport tomorrow. And Boise State is everywhere in that airport. And, like I was saying prior to this, to run an ad is $500. And they have plenty of ads. And it comes around a lot. So they got a lot of money behind them. And I've seen CTU as well. And I'm like, God dang, you know, it tickles me. But I have to go to the Boise airport. So I have to give a big shout out to Boise Airport. Not only Boise Airport, but Seattle Airport. And I just want peace. That sound like not 1 + 1 = 2, but just an equal all around with any equation. Equal. And that's all I look for. And from the heart, if anything was on my mind right now, it would honestly be God bless you all. We got to see with what our founding forefathers or founding fathers, many fathers, I say, not but the founding did with the development of the military. I don't know every date. Don't quote me. But I believe Army, I should know mine. If I don't know mine, then there's something wrong with that projection. If you know me, you know if I'm at the VA, I'm showing it. And I have reason to believe on an SAT spectrum that if I had to guesstimate when it was created, this particular military branch, 1775. Now I'm curious to know if I was right because I'm doubting myself always. And I want to speak from the heart. 250 years. That's no one has lived that except tradition of blood, sweat, and tears of family members, service members, veterans. I I don't know what I can say to compensate you on your service. I don't think that's beyond my pay grade. But I want to let you know in my world, not your world. Sometimes your world, you don't feel acknowledged, or you don't want acknowledgement, or something else is going on. But you are acknowledged. See, you guys are the real reason I ran. I didn't ran. I run because it's history and historic, but I ran and I'm running because that's how much heart I have in me to believe. It In a picture perfect world, I would want to win. But a realistic world, how many children at 5 say they want to be president? How their dreams change by the time they hit 14 into a more realistic situation. Something that's going to make them money and have a family beside it. To say you want to be president, look at how many people play around with it. I noticed that right before I signed up and said that this was the sweet spot opportunity, I said, it, I said, and it was before and after, pre and post, how many people signed up and play around with it, but don't sign up. They play around with it, but there's a silence or a silent clause to not sign up unless you're serious and you're ready to be exposed. 250 years. I have not even, the closest is Kamala Harris. I don't even think Michelle Obama put her name as president, but she played around with it. So imagine, don't look at my looks, don't look at my wigs, look at how I speak, what I represent. I am just a normal person outside. And this would make it so great and why Trump chose this route. To be outside of something means you have not a blinded one-way look at things. You can challenge what you learn and question it, not be directed to do things this way, or like any job, suffer financially, etc. I wanted to tell you guys why I ran, because the Army made me run. This isn't about me holding a title. My traditions, what I represent over the course of 41 years. That's 200. I want to say 49. I don't know my math well, but I'm a part of that. I'm almost half a century. I'm a part of that 250. If you deduct 41 years, think about that. That's a long while. You guys out there that have served, thank you. Aliens, above ground, underground, underwater, that has come from far planets and risk their universal lives every day to help our nation, to help the world. That's universal. That's a universal military. And hopefully we have maybe a part or a percentage of the universe to explore more. I mean, y'all keep developing new stuff. Next, you're going to say the universe is in our toenails. We're actually looking when we look into the universe. But I don't want to go that far. I'll tell you this. From the Army to the Navy to the Air Force to the Marines to the Coast Guard to the Green Beret, whatever beret, secret of a secret beret, whatever you have designed that we know both top secret, classified, that risk their lives in deep space, foreign territory, interstellar territory. Thank you. Thank you for this development. I appreciate you guys. Broken or not, a piece of me is broken. If you got a finger off, a leg off, a torso, excuse me, anything, I feel the exact same way you do. And I'm kind of glad because that lets me have more empathy and sympathy to know I have a defect also. I owe the good part of the V. You can say all day, I owe a debt. I hear it the same. I don't like to say the same things. I owe. No, I can't allow myself to say that. May our histories always intertwine eternally. And I will make sure I do my best to be the best copy I can be of myself. Yeah, ideal, I would like to be working in a warehouse somewhere making my own AI. Not to say Elon Musk's AI is bad, not to say anybody's AI is bad. However, I want to put my place in the world. I reached as highest as I can go without with the money I have. And I managed to get myself on Ballotopia, which is a valid website. Yeah, some of the pictures look cheesy. Blame the manufacturers that make the wigs, not me. I have to do what I have to do with what I have. And it's not about that. It's about what I bring to the table. You can joke all day. Sometimes it helps to get a fresh set of eyes. See, Trump is a very smart man. Us reality checkers. No, he's a smart man. He got his camp, I'll call it a camp, me included, at different tier levels. Sort of like what they said about the guy that tried miserably and they made AI. He will forever go out down in AI. It's crazy what I saw. But there's tiers to it. You got the beginning tier, the middle tier, and the ending tier. That's as close as I can get to that. Why is it that people like Pete Hegseth or people like Honorable Marco Rubio or General, I hope I said that correctly, and I believe you are a 5-star general if I said that correctly, Raising Cain, you joke about your nickname. I hope that one day I can thank y'all in person with happiness, prosperity. Y'all keep me sane, believing in something that believes in God. If the government believes in God, then maybe we should take a relook at it. If the government is releasing UFO files, maybe we should take a look at it. It hurts my heart to know that some people are still ignoring this. They don't believe. However, it's safe to say I've seen 3 spaceships or more. I won't name them all. And a great alien, if you believe it or not. Anywhere. I could have seen this great alien at Fort Campbell. I could have seen this great alien at McDonald's. I could have seen this great alien at Walmart. But I see it in Hawaii. That is, if you're not aware, Obama's territory. Very short gray. I put the covers over my head and passed out. Something happened once I put the covers over my head. But like I say about, this is a joke now, the police arresting me. They're not going to waste for a second time around their police gas just to come say howdy because they're starstruck about me. The alien is not going to waste whatever interstellar dimensional time he is there to just come look at me and say, oh, she went to sleep. It's over. I guess someone who can mess with the fabric of time has to leave until she wakes up. I don't even remember what happened the next day. I saw it. I put the covers over my head. I blacked out. That's all I remember. So you can say that's an illusion or delusion. Is it? I even went as far as going on to the only website that they have. I don't know what it's called anymore. It's the only website where you can go on and tell this separate government entity, but not a government entity, but an alien research place that is highly recommended by the government, what you saw, how tall it was, what color it was it benevolent, was it non-benevolent, did it try to attack you, what kind of spaceship was it in, how did you feel, that type of website. I tried. And I even had footage of questionable things on my old website. Shadows that morphed at Vandenberg. I confronted the MPs about it. I said, what is going on your base? I took a film, which Facebook deleted it, of something doing not normal, shadowing. The tree had to be all several feet away. The lamp all but 3 feet away. The way the lamp was built at Vandenberg, it should not have caught the tree. Yet the shadow was doing weird things. I can't remember exactly what, because I used to stay on base sometimes with my doggy. And I'm like, I even took a picture with a 7-foot monster on Halloween at Vandenberg. I don't know where none of them pictures went, but safe to say, I understand you have to keep things top secret. And then in Santa Maria, I began to see spaceships, and no one would pay attention. And I'm like, if I were in that spaceship, no one would pay attention, but who I needed to. I'm filming, I'm yelling. Now, mind you, I'm yelling and filming on Facebook, and everybody is just walking in California like nothing is really happening. This thing has stopped and is orbiting red, blue, and white. Big enough for me to see, not big enough for the camera to take. That film got destroyed or vaulted. And they heard me when I talked junk about some low-life guy, but they did not hear me. Many of them were way out there. They were out there heavily too when I saw the space. No one looked up. That really sparked my curiosity. So and it happened again in Seattle twice, 2 different times on Seattle airspace as well as Santa Maria. I saw 2 things at 2 different places on Seattle airspace. But the second time, the first one was the same, but let me mind you of the odds of seeing a slow moving, dotted, orbiting white, blue, and red out a window that looked just like these. The cracks of them. I'm laying down in my house in Burien, and I see something right here out the corner of my eye in the cracks of the night sky at 11 p.m. I don't know the exact time. I filmed it, but again, I don't know where it went. So it goes like this. Follow my finger. I'm watching it. And it goes like this. And I said, is this what the fuck I'm seeing? And I jumps up immediately. I said, am I seeing this? People laughing. If you go back long enough, you probably see it, or you probably see me talking about it. But people laughed at it because they can't see it. But I can with my naked eye. And it stops. It goes from the crack of the corner. And I watched it. I lift up the blind and I'm watching it just go like this. And then it stops. It didn't go like zoo, 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 or any of that. It literally, if it was a plane, a helicopter, I would know. And it stops. And so I starts to film it, but I can't get outside because there's glass outside. And then I just say, forget it. It's over. It's not like I could say, come down. Let's have a cup of coffee. Let's hash this out because you keep following me. You know, I just left it alone. I filmed it and went back to bed. What am I going to do? And then it happens. It seriously upgrades because in Kirkland, where I was, I couldn't film this one. I couldn't film this one. It was like a split second type thing. And there were strings of light. No one can do that. What I saw out there in Kirkland skies, outer space. Out of all the nights, yo, I never sleep with my window wide open. Never. And I had a big window. And I lifted it up because I was afraid people may look in there. And I walked, something told me, literally, something told me to walk at the exact moment. Whatever controls this body told me to walk to the window. Nothing was on. Within a split second, strings of light were coming out. One dot, strings of light were coming out 3D. And I'm like, is this some fireworks? No. That's not fireworks. That's not how fireworks works. And I ran to go get my phone like a tattletale I am. And it was gone. So I have my reasons. I have my reasons to believe in UFOs. Yeah, some people say it's all made up in a schizophrenic's head. You can say what you want. I know what I see that's reasonable, and I know what I see I don't see that could be unreasonable. And you can't tell me that on 4 separate occasions, almost, that I saw a flying phenomenon, a UAP. I don't even think no one else saw it. It happened so quick. But all I remember is the back of my unconscious mind telling me to get up and go to the window. Have I seen? I'm glad my house is situated the way it is. I wanted to get a telescope, but I am too afraid I am too afraid of what I might find in the skies. I thought about getting a chair and just sitting out quietly just to see. But you have to literally go out back in order to see in the sky. Now, if I'm laying down, I can see, but I don't try. If I see the moon, I'm happy. If I don't, I'm still happy because I know it's out there. It never goes away. We are exposed as if or naked to infinite planets. And that's where my mind is. But it all started from here, underground, above ground, in the skies, below sea. And this is what I live for. I live for the truth. I live for accountability. I live for honor. I live for authority. I live to make my mental health better, even if I have to change that. I can't wait to see how they do with the psychedelics. They just say it's for PTSD, but imagine what else you could be curing. That's what they know of. And then I read something that really tickled my fancy. I don't know how true it is. I didn't go into the link. But now they're talking about marijuana at the VA. I'm like, whoa, whoa, what? Like, I don't know. If he says it, I'm for it. I'm not going to go against it like a guy not go against doing weird stuff. I'm not going to go against that. But this is our future. And it's an honor to go to the VA and see those old white men and black men. It's an honor. They lived a long life. I be wanting to say to them when they in wheelchairs, you racing me or something? Make them, keep them on their toes. They ain't gotten used to being in a wheelchair. People give them attention. That's their job. But I try to say something to keep them on their toes. But I don't usually say much. But in my mind, I'm like, God bless. And I'm like, if they going slow, I'd be like, you going faster than me? You trying to race? Just and they love it every time, you know? And it's an honor to talk to them. And it's heartbreaking when you can't talk to them. And that is how I want to close it because I want you guys to know how much I love this universe and beyond. I would never harm the fabric of reality. If I had a thumbprint on how I would want the fabric of reality, I think Hopefully for the future, I'll become a millionaire or more. But how can I say this? Everything is going good. I would not have understood the world more if I had more money than my challenges that I've been through. Than my challenges. If I had a little bit more money, I wouldn't have understood. Remember that, you guys. And thank you all. Interstellar, reality, everything, time, space. Thank you, everybody that helps Trump. Thank you, everybody that can make this world great. Thank you for the move, pencil, pusher people. Just make sure you don't auto pin it. Take care, y'all. Bye.